Hey everybody, my name is Jill and I want to thank you so very much for joining us tonight. You're in for a real treat because I'm going to share how to age backwards, and I'm going to share 4 spring beauty tips as well as one kind of crazy spring beauty tip. You're going to be so happy that you joined us tonight because I'm going to show you how to have beautiful skin and makeup without harmful chemicals that are usually found in cosmetics, some that you probably don't even know are in there. I'm so confident that you're going to fall in love with so many products tonight that you probably won't be able to take home all that if you want. And so that's why it's a good thing to think about maybe hosting your own beauty break. And that way you can have a generous shopping spree. And more importantly than that, you get to share with your friends a brand new way to do skincare and makeup that is clean and healthy and that way they have healthier living. Now, so as you watch this beauty break this evening, you'll find that my job is really pretty easy and it's also a lot of fun. But what's more rewarding is the fact that I get to impact lives, whether it's through how people live or different ways of avenues of money. So maybe you're sitting there thinking that you need an extra stream of income, a plan B, or maybe you want to do something a little different than your job, or maybe you just want a more flexible schedule. You want to do something more meaningful for women. So just let me know if that's something strikes your fancy, and I will just give you some more information about it. So thanks again for joining in. And now it's time for me to introduce you to the wonderful world of True Aura. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you is about aging backwards. So first thing, you need to work on your inside. And so you want to make sure you get enough sleep, because when you sleep, that's how your skin regenerates itself. Your whole body rejuvenates. You also want to get plenty of exercise, because your exercise is going to get oxygen to your cells, and it will also flush away any toxins that you have. Now, be sure and eat plenty of fruits and veggies, because not only are they good for us and help us keep weight down, but they also have antioxidants, and the antioxidants help with our skin as well. And then water. Make sure you're drinking your water, your 64 ounces of water every day. Your skin needs water to keep it from dehydrating, and the dehydration is what contributes to the small lines, the fine lines and wrinkles. So 2 things that help with this externally is the True Aura Advanced Repair Night Treatment. This has what is called an immortal peptide in it. It's specifically designed to help reduce existing cellular DNA damage, and it delays the deterioration of the cells. It helps, I told you to get extra sleep. Well, it works while you're sleeping with your cells to help repair themselves. And it's going to fade additional lines, and it helps with all signs of aging. So then you have this right here is the BioLift Hydrating Serum. This is like all-time favorites, getting rave reviews. So one thing about it, it has biolifting. What biolifting means is it lifts and firms at the cellular level. So it works from the inside out. It's going to help with the DNA repair. It also absorbs and corrects UV damage. And so it also has these 3 identical ingredients, peptides, that work together, and that's what gives you the biolifting of action. And it also creates an alternative to retinol. And so what's great about that is because, especially if you're sensitive, you've never been able to use retinol, and retinol also affects your microbiome. And one thing that True Aura bases its treatments on is balancing out your microbiome. And because once your microbiome gets balanced, then of your body actually repairs itself. And so then that's all of the skin damage and things start repairing themselves. So acne repairs itself, and your skin takes care of the way Mother Nature is supposed it to be. Now, it also is skin identical, so it goes to the subcutaneous layer, and so it works from the inside out. It improves firmness, elasticity, and it has what's called an overall global lifting effect in 84 days. So it builds on itself. It never plateaus. So after about 84 days, which is what, about 3 months, it's like having a facelift in a bottle. So it also has hyaluronic acid, and what that does is it attracts moisture up to 1,000 times of its own molecular weight. And it also has a superior vitamin E in it. You would use this both AM and PM after you cleanse. Put it under your eyes for puffiness. It helps with sagginess, and it helps with droopy eyelids. So those are ways to help you age backwards. So the next thing I want to talk about are the top 3, well actually 4, I added an extra one, 4 trends. So let me share my screen because I had some really cool little pictures that I would like to share with you guys. Alrighty. So this is, so do you guys see the picture okay? Okay, so what this is called, this is, can you see the shine here on her nose and around her, on her lips and her eyes? So what this is called is Shine Strine. And I've always promoted glowing skin and flawless skin, but this is a little bit more, and some people are taking it to the extreme and putting like balm on their nose and their eyes and their cheeks. But those of you who've actually used our liquid foundation, you've noticed a little bit more of a dewy look. Well, this is one of the reasons why, because it actually gives you this look and this effect. And if you want to do a little bit more with that, you can take your tinted highlighter. I don't know if you guys can see me in the corner. So you can take your highlighter, and then you can apply that on your cheeks and your nose, just like we've taught before, over your eyelids and your Cupid's bow. Another thing you can do is take your moisturizer. Okay, take a little bit of moisturizer, put it on the back of your hand, take your beauty blender, dip it in there, cheeks, nose, chin, and that will give you a little bit more of that shiny glow. And here's another picture, another lady who has the shine. You can see it's not, it makes her look healthy. So now the next trend is what I call white line, or well, they call it white liner as well. And I'll show you on myself in a minute up close. I did this side of my face with some of the trends, and the other side I didn't. Well, what the white eyeliner does, it kind of gives you that 60s vibe, and it actually opens up your eyes. You'll see a lot of white of eyeshadow as well as white eyeliner. But you want to make sure that you do your dark eyeliner, whether it's the navy blue or the brown, the chocolate or the black, close to your lashes first, and then go over top with the white. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is your eyes are going to appear round and small. But if you go ahead and do your liner like you normally do to frame your eyes and open them up, and then you put the white, it's going to make your eyes brighter and bigger. And I personally didn't think I was going to like this, but when I tried it, I thought, hey, I actually do like this. So I will be using this summer. And don't forget your mascara, because your mascara will also open up your eyes. And so here's another picture. Now she did the full cat eye with hers. Let's see, did this? Yes, she did too. But see how it just adds a little bit. It's not too much. It's just enough to add a little bit of extra. So then the third trend is pastels. You will see a lot of pastels, whether it's pink and coral. Now, one thing I will warn you about vibrant pinks, and you have to be careful because if the color that affects most people's eyes, as far as breakout or irritation, is a red. So any redness in there. So be careful if you get a pink eyeshadow or anything and you want to try this and your eyelid breaks out, it's probably the red dye that's in that particular shadow. So next we'll see a lot of blues, like the robin egg blues. You will also see a periwinkle, and it's a real pretty blue on this lady. And you notice they put the blue in the corners of the eye as well to add a little bit of pop. And then the lilacs. The lilacs are, this is the purples of what they're calling the millennial pink. And so meaning it's the new trending color. So you will see a lot of the, this color right here, this lavenders and this purple during the spring. And you notice how she has multiple colors on the top and bottom. We will go into that in a minute on the crazy part of it. But if you look here, she doesn't look crazy. It's just a little bit different, a little bit more of what a more dramatic personality would wear. But also, if you notice, it's that blue on the inside. That's another big thing you'll see, is a lot of blue coloring on the corner, inside corner of your eye. So the next thing, red lips, hence why I wore the red tonight for the spring, which really surprised me because typically you have pinks, a lot of pinks for the spring, but they said that they have brought out the rich red lips. Now, if you would like to, another trend is to make it kind of, they call it a vinyl look, but it's using like a gloss on top to make it extra shiny and shimmery. Now here she has the matte look. And then remember, when you go with a bold lip, you typically go with a little bit softer colors on the face, a more neutral face. But again, you don't want to be completely bare. So let's go back to this highlighting palette, and you would use of like a rose or a kind of a warmish, more of the brown tones on your face to warm up with this bold red lip. Now, another thing, you want to make sure you get your eyelids, your cheeks, and that helps your lips stand out, and versus just looking just completely washed out. Now, another thing to think about is you can apply a warmish color, kind of a coral. You'll see a lot of corals this summer. Now here's a traditional coral. Now this coral has you can see it has a little, it looks pink on the screen here, but it really is a coral. But that is to the point I was making with this particular coral, is that it has enough pink in it that those of us who are cool tone can wear it. Another one color that's really good is a warm sands. It's kind of a neutral. Again, it looks pinky here, but those of you who've seen it in person, is more of the brown colors that's more warm that you can use. And remember, you can use those colors just because they're blushes. You can still use those on your eyelids. And the same thing for your highlighting pack. This is good to use as for your lids, for your, not only just contouring, but you can also use it for, like I was saying, the highlighting for your cheeks to help that red pop a little bit. And here she has a little bit less makeup on, but you can still see she has a little bit on her cheeks right here, and a little bit of highlighter on her brow and her lids, so that it helps give her a little bit of color, a touch of color. So let's go. Oh, I went a little bit too fast. So speaking of the lips and the crazy trends, is anything goes. Playful, artistic looks for if you're ready to play. And now would be a really good time, since you're really not going anywhere anyway, but it's fun to play. Here is a really deep lip for the spring. Yes, I would normally put this in the fall, but they actually show that this is a spring color. Now here, this lady is very pretty, but one thing that I wanted to show you is in right now, and that is the liner on the lids. And you just take your liner and put it on the lid here. It looks great on this lady. I don't know if I'm brave enough, but I know practice what I preach, right? And just play with it at home. So here is another thing that's in style, another crazy trend, and that is embellishing your lids. Here she put stars under her eyelids, and her liner, she just drew a really fun little wings, I guess is what you would call them. But if you're going to do this, make sure you put on your good mascara as well to highlight. Another thing you will see, and I actually really like this on this lady because it pulls out the colors. It's very subdued, but it's a neon in your crease. And if you see, she's got a little bit of that purple we were talking about right here, but it really accentuates without it being too much. And this lady, again, another neon liner that you'll see a lot of. And then you have what is the alternating colors, the opposite color wheel, where she has, you know, one color on top, another color on bottom. That's another thing that you will see a lot of. And then this is the ombre look. And she's actually using a technique from the 80s called the stripe technique, where you have light, then you have a medium, and you have a dark. Now, granted, she's using some really bold colors here, but you really could, if you wanted to try this technique, you could do that with one of the other palettes and just put light all over, put a stripe of the light color in the middle and the dark color on the end. It really is a pretty technique, and it's something different that you can use. Another tip is to be sure and put concealer on the corner of your eyes, because, and I will show that a little bit up close in just a second. Take your beauty blender, take your small beauty blender, take a little bit of concealer, or if you are a lighter color in foundation, maybe the foundation you wear in the winter, dip it in and just here, because it will get rid of that extra on the corner of your eye, and your eye tends to be dark anyway, and so that gives you a lift. And back to the reds that a minute ago, when we were talking about the reds and you have a really neutral face as well as the pastels, you need to be careful about the darkness under your eyes, so be sure and use your eye cream to help get rid of the darkness underneath your eyes. But that will tend to make you look older, so be sure and take care and do your eye cream to get rid of that darkness so that you can get away with some of these different colors. And I want to close until the end of April. We have a special. We have a you can choose either your liquid or your powder foundation, blush, and shadow, and then you get your brushes for 50% off. And these brushes are amazing. They're made of Teflon. They're made specifically to go with the True Aura powders, which are microbiome friendly, and they have pre and probiotics in them as well. And then the other thing, if you want to get that great red lip look, you can purchase any lip balm and you get any lip color for half off. And it doesn't have to be the red. It can be any of the colors that you would like. So that's the special through the end of April. So I'm going to stop sharing. And am I on the center for you guys? Okay. Let's see.
You could put yourself in as a speaker. So
oh, yeah.
You.
Okay, what about now? I have speaker view on there, but it's not bringing.
Can you hear me, Jill? It's Lori.
Yeah.
Okay, I unmuted myself.
Me too.
There. Okay.
Hmm.
If you unmute yourself, then I can hear you.
Well, but I'm unmuted, but it's still not showing me as the center person.
Well, you're my center person.
Oh, am I? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're my center person.
Okay,
Me
that's what I
too.
wanted to make sure. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, so right this side of my face, what I did differently is, hang on, let me go back over here, and I'm going to mute everybody. And now I should be center again. Okay, so if you look here, this side of my face, I actually did the moisturizer with the Beauty Blender, and I put it here, here, and here. And I feel like it gives me a little bit more lift. I put just a little bit of the white here. And I feel like it brightens my eye compared to this other eye. So I don't know if you can see. You can see how I have a little bit of white here. I used shadow versus and just went right here. And it just popped that eye a little bit to help bring it out. And then on this side, I also used a concealer to go here. And you can see how it kind of lifts the eye, because we tend to, as we're putting mascara and eyeshadow on, it tends to go a little bit past. And so we definitely want to go and keep it right, well, like the end of our brows. So when you go up, like I said, either with, and if you are a person who wears just powder foundation, you can also do that with a lighter color of the powder foundation, or even the lighter color in the bronzing palette to go right here on the side. And that gets rid of the color, and it just gives you a little bit of lift. So I am going to, so thank you guys for bearing with us in some of our technical difficulties. And if you'll hold on just 1 second, I'll answer some more questions.